What's going on, guys? Just going to start recording the session, bit of tape reading, bit of charting, just see how things run. It's 9:59 in the morning, and really this isn't some sort of educational video. It's just going to be me recording my trades for today, which will, I think, almost exclusively be TWE today. And maybe any spec stocks that run in the first hour if I happen to find anything. But TWE already up 1,500 for the morning, held on to 3,000 shares overnight, so that was quite good. I kind of wussed out a little bit of a larger position, but I didn't want anything to rebound, especially after such a horrendous day yesterday. That was up negative 20% at one point in time. This will be really interesting to see what it actually opens at, because it opens at around 10:08:45 is the earliest that TWE can open. It'd be interesting to see how much of this is manipulation, because it's opening up at 10:06 at the moment. You can see here the match price 10:06, but that's all just pre-market fun and games. I kind of just don't pay attention to it. What I'll be looking to do is set a conditional order. If it hits 10:08:45, I'll look at setting a conditional for, I don't know, maybe 10:08. That if it gets there, then market close it. So if it opens at this price and then dumps, fantastic. I still got my position. Otherwise, I'll lose 2 pips. So that's kind of the plan for today, at least for open. Because whatever happens, I do expect it to be a bit of a wild ride today. I suspect international investors are bailing out. I suspect pretty much everyone who didn't get out yesterday would be bailing out today as well. So maybe a price of 10.10 at the moment is what I'm looking at. So I'll just set a conditional order. So I got this screen on the left-hand side here entirely for streaming. So I don't really look at the left-hand side of the screen at all here, which is this monitor here that I'm recording on. It's just a spare monitor that I got, so I found it just so I could stream, really, so I could record. At the moment, there's not too much happening. There's some announcements for Domino's and Amcor that I'll have to look at. Can't really show you guys. I can't show you guys the multiple screens all at once, unfortunately, but I am doing other things at the moment. And guys, I'll send out a link to the day trade section for Discord. I've got a public Discord here. Obviously, I've got a private one as well, but I've got a public Discord if anyone wants to join in on that. It's free, doesn't cost you a thing, and it's a bit of a community there. So no pumping, no ramping, just discussion. $998 at the moment. It's looking brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So below $10, assuming it even gets there, 998, 990, 980. And above the $10 level, Got 10.06. Got a nice big wall at 10. I think 10.07, assuming this wall stays here. 10.07 would be a good stop. And I'm not using Spark Iguana 2. I've kind of stopped. I'm just using the order book traditionally, how I've always done it before. Otherwise, the plan is if it dumps in the first minute or so, TWE, to add on to that short position. It's like 500 shares at a time, and I will look at doing market orders as well. In the first minute of trade, first 2 minutes. I usually do limit orders because it gets quite gappy. But after the first 2 minutes, it's almost always market orders for the next 15 to 30 minutes. I find myself bumbling around with the tickets, and it's just so much better. I know I obviously don't get the best price, but at least I get the momentum, and that sort of makes up for it. So it's going below the low of yesterday. Oh no, it's not 990, sorry, no it's not. So I have 1 minute and 45 seconds left. And 1 minute to go. Now what's telling about this pre-market action is once it hits 10.08.45, that's the earliest possible time this can open. The latest is 10.09.15. There's a 30-second window, and so once it hits 10.08.45, you'll see the true orders come in. So all the fake orders are usually lifted about a second beforehand, or a millisecond beforehand, and you'll see really where the direction's going. 15 seconds. And we're live, 10.05, 10.06. I got 10.07 is the trigger. Doesn't get there. 10.04. $10.07, there's the trigger. It might have been literally the top. That's unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. So we shorted here at 996-ish. 997, sorry. And we'll just see how this candle forms. If it's a red candle, then I'd expect a continuation. There's nice reload sell pressure on 999. And shorting again. Looks like it's failed. But 3,000 again. And this is where the continuation should be. Should break this horizontal here at 989. That's what we're looking for. That 989 needs to crack. And it seems to be struggling. Closing out the position at the moment. 989 failed. Might be a little premature, but it needs to crack on this candle before it pushes down further. And if this holds again, 989, and we're short again. 987. Sorry, I just realized the charts weren't updating. And look, the buy pressure's holding on actually. It's holding this level at 988. It failed to push down. It's not creating a new low. And you can see it's a little swing to the upside. So a break of this horizontal here would be beautiful. And there we go. Now it just obviously needs to sustain this swing to the upside. A breakthrough $10 would be pretty big. I'd be adding on more. So this initial break here failed for us. We bought back in and went long. So unfortunately the trade didn't go our way. Unfortunately we got stopped out right at the very tippy top. Now that's just pure, just totally unfortunate. There's nothing you can do about that really. Added on another 1,000. We're sitting on 5,000 long. And this is the key moment here with the 10 breaks and then 10 stacks on the bid side, buy side. And it wants to, but it really needs a big volume push. Now it needs to stay above this candle here is what I'm looking at. I don't want to just FOMO exit just because it failed to break the 10. There's a nice sizable stack on the buy, on the bids. As long as 990 holds. There's a lot of people that would have just FOMO exited. It's just not, the conditions aren't there yet to close this out. It's swinging to the upside. Yes, there's going to be rejection. There's going to be real strong sell pressure at $10. Hence why you saw this big dip down. But that does not indicate that it's over. I mean, if this happened at around a non-support level, a non-key support level or resistance level, like let's say, I don't know, $10.12 or something like that, then yeah, look, you'd be concerned. But this is kind of to be expected, right? This isn't a complete rejection. And I suspect if $10 breaks to the upside, I mean, there's a lot here in terms of targets, especially horizontal wise. It's at 1048. Here we go again, have another crack at 10. So you can see 10 doesn't even have a real big order or anything. It just keeps getting reloaded. Or 999 keeps getting reloaded. So this is what you call an invisible iceberg. Right? You don't know how many people or how many shares are wanting to be sold at 10. So we've clearly got a break here. Bit of a support stacked on 10.02. And this is just where you let the momentum run. It needs to break this horizontal here at 10.06. And it looks to be doing so quite nicely. And this is where you just let momentum run. Until there's an indication of weakening buy pressure. So you can see we got it wrong a couple of times and still end up in profit. Now 10.06 needs to hold. And if it's not, we'll start selling out. There we go, we're out. We're out at 10. Could have put in a half size short. And we'll see if this was the incorrect decision in a second. The 998 is the VWAP. Looking for another short here at 10.02. And what we have here is a failure to break to the upside. Look at these two candles, especially when this one forms here. Two big wicks. And that looks pretty ugly. So we're expecting a nice big momentum push. We broke some key walls, but the buying just didn't continue. So VWAP is still 998 and we've hit VWAP. So what happens here at VWAP is pretty key. I'm looking for a nice clean break to the downside. We've broken trend, we've broken VWAP. Unfortunately, I don't have VWAP on the actual chart. I've just got it here on the left-hand side. So it's a nice clean break below VWAP. And what we're really looking for is just a nice momentum for at least 10-15 minutes or so, but we don't seem to be getting that. So a break below, what's the low for today? 988, 987. It's a bit choppy, it's a bit sideways. We're not really getting that nice multiple candle move. It's just chopping around a bit. Still managed to be in profit despite all this. What I expect is a retest of this trend line. And then a continuation down. There's a big chunky wall at 990 and 989, 988. But once those walls starting to get nibbled on, those walls don't really matter, especially in the first 30 minutes of the morning. While they appear to be big, they can get eaten up pretty much in one hit. We'll see if we get there. Actually a decent amount of volume for today, but there's no real direction. We've got VWAP coming at 997. We're still holding our short from 10.02. Just waiting for a nice clean break in either direction, just some sort of indication that something's going to happen. This line doesn't matter anymore. And hopefully we'll see that 990 break that I was talking about. Just watch it get chomped all in one go. And here we go. This is where you'd have basically big buyers getting a bit nervous and wanting to bail out all at once. This is where these massive icebergs just disappear. There we go. Half gone. Now what we're looking for here is a nice clean breakdown from 987. You can see the walls are just disappearing slowly. We get a little bit of a bounce, but I expect in the next minute or two we'll just sell straight through and we'll just see a nice big momentum swing. That's if 987 cracks. And there we have it. Nice big volumes are coming in. Walls are getting chomped. 980 is the next level of support, but I don't expect that to really do anything except maybe like a really small bounce. This is where I let momentum run. This is where you need to let, or rather, I let candles develop, the 1 minute candles. Just because something looks like a bounce doesn't mean I'll close it out. Just watching the order book, making sure there's no rapid surge of buyers showing up and making sure that the sell side doesn't just disappear, making sure that the sellers are actually real. So here we have, effectively no real resistance. Usually when these kind of big breaks happen, there's a tendency to be quite impatient. Like you'd be looking at this candle and be going, oh, this looks like the bottom, you know, I should close out my short. It's like, no, that's a terrible idea. You could be losing out on a good 20 pips or so. Because what people do typically is they look at this candle that's forming right now and they go, look, it's holding this horizontal, volumes are coming in, the sell pressure's not enough. It's like, hold on, this is literally the second 1 minute candle since a major break on high volumes. It's just like, let it develop. And that's something I have to tell myself a lot of the times as well, because just look at how strong this move's going to be to the downside. And there will be one green candle. There has to be at least one green candle at some point. And this might even be it, but that doesn't indicate that I should get out of this short position. That'll be just getting out too quickly, too early. This candle would have to hit something like 986 for me to even consider getting out. In fact, I wouldn't be too upset if it even went back to 987 and retested the break. But I don't expect that. Not based on these kinds of volumes coming through. So at the moment, there's no real technical analysis on the daily chart or anything that indicates a potential exit target that I've seen. So this really comes down to just watching the order book. And here we go. We're going to have a fail here at 975. It's going to break down through that level. I suspect once 976 goes, we'll see some nervous holders just dump through that wall. And the sell side's nice and thick all throughout. I don't see any indication of icebergs or fake spoof orders or anything like that. So here's a nice break, 975, straight away, 5 pips gone, 6 pips gone. And that is a nice red candle. So again, it does look like on the onset that there might be some buy pressure coming in, but just let the candle develop. There's still no sign of why we should be closing our short position at this stage. Yes, there's lesser volumes, I guess, but still the candle hasn't developed. The order book still looks good. The buy pressure's not there. So we don't even get a candle like this for a bounce. There's just nothing, no green candles. Just straight red. Now the thing is, with this kind of movement, there's going to be a strong bounce candle. There just has to be, right? You can't sell off like this without a strong green candle showing up at some point in time. Now that means we won't be exiting at the bottom. And here's our first indication of a strong bounce. Look how high that candle's developed. And this could be an engulfing candle, a bullish engulfing, right? The entire candle will cover the previous red candle and go over the top. That's what I'm looking for. So just in case we've hit the bottom, I've closed out 500 and just about to close out another 500. Sell pressure stopped. So closing out at 969, everything. And we'll see what this does. We've got our first real sign of a bounce happening. Might put in a starter of 1,000. And just see what happens to this 970 wall. It's not really a wall, but buy into it a little bit, another 1,000. And see if we can spot a actual reversal happening. Excuse the poorly drawn lines. And there was a little flash dip here, buying another 970, 1,000 at 970. And that's what we're looking for as well, a break below this low here at 963, which it did for like a pip, but it's just can't really FOMO out of these things. So we've got a nice little target here. That's about 978 if it gets there. Another 500. So 990 is the VWAP. I'm going to close out at 978, just a little over half. I don't know why it's authorizing. Whoops. We've got a limit order at 978. It's probably a little bit too high. Probably 977 looks a bit more better. Looks a lot more better. I'm going to target 977. So you can hit that, already hit that trend line. Hopefully it continues. Otherwise I'll have to close it out. Target 976. Come on, basically first in queue at this point. Partial fill, half filled. Go on. We've still got 2,000 shares. And it's looking like it's going to swing to the upside. And I'll let the other, just 2,000 roam. Just let it go. Here's the problem, is that that's on declining volumes, so I'm not too happy about that. Sure, I broke a little bit of a trend line. I'm going to close out 1,000. And the other 1,000 as well, 977. So I got an extra pip out of it. I think that's pretty much it. It's 1040. Nice 3.6k for the day.